Welcome to Vital Life Energy Formulas and this seminar and webinar that we're doing this morning, or should we say morning Australia, evening different parts of the world, UK, and afternoon where I am, and also in the East Coast evening time. Vital Life Energy is not treating, diagnosing, curing or professing a cure of any sort of disease. I'm Lorraine and Jeff's going to be sharing the webinar on how to become a Vital Life Energy Wellness Coach. And we have a lot of great seminars that we're going to be doing to teach more about our work. Thank you very much for joining us, and I hope everyone's doing well.
This is probably one of the most important webinars I've ever done in relationship to the work that Lorraine and I have done for all these years. I've really wanted to be able to be having a situation where people all around the world could be able to learn our work, learn all levels of our work, and spread that to other people. One of the things that's happened in the last, since March, it's become very clear that the understanding of our work is absolutely necessary to have people learn and get healthy and activate a whole new level of energy. This is going to be explaining about how to become a Vital Life Energy Wellness Coach. It's very, very important that you, in this situation, that you can have a sincere desire to be able to help your family, your friends, your associates in a way that allows our teaching that you've experienced all these years to help these people, because the world situation right now needs our understanding of vital life energy and an understanding of wellness. It doesn't have to do with health anymore. It has a direct relationship to keeping people in a vital energy where they have the direct understanding of how to take care of the viruses that we've been teaching about all these years. Right now, the world is in a situation where they do not understand how to take care of and build up the immune system in relationship to helping other people and helping themselves. Everything is pharmaceutical right now, so therefore all we're doing is using a distance to stay away from people, putting masks on and like that. There's no understanding of how to be able to help a person's immune system to recognize the viruses that we're exposed to. And this is now an opportunity to utilize our energy and what we've been doing, Lorraine, myself, and my family for almost 30 years. So this opportunity is to allow people to be able to experience our work, absolutely learn our work, and then be able to actually spread it throughout the world to your friends and family and associates and other people. In this, we're going to be having 3 levels of training. And it's the 3 levels of training that we've broken down into 10 2-hour seminars. And those seminars, at the 10 of them, will be given a certificate at the end of that 10 seminars, and that level of teaching and level of understanding. And they'll be broken down into 3 parts. One will be on genetic iridology. The second will be on our formulas and the way we teach our formulas, and understanding functional medicine and understanding how we look at the anatomy. The third will be on polarity therapy and understanding of energy. They will be in 10 individual segments, 2 hours each. And the cost of the 2 hours will be $75. So we're putting it at a level where people can actually start the training, go through the 10, like first will be on genetic iridology, and that 2 hours, they get the understanding. You can record it. The main thing to understand is that recording and it's all relationship to, you can go over it and experience it. At the same time, it is copyrighted, and it's our understanding and our level of vital life energy formulas. So it's our information. You can have it. You can look at it, go over it like that. And you can go over and have it, and each one over 10 days, 10 individual trainings. Then you get a certificate with your name on it, and that you have completed that level of training. That will first be on genetic iridology. next will be on our formulas, and the third one will be on the Polarity Therapy. The reason it's important to understand the formulas is how we utilize the formulas and which each formula does, and also understand how we utilize the relationship of the functional part, how each individual part works. And Lorraine's actually really good at explaining how the different parts of the anatomy works in relation to functioning, how everything works together. And that's what makes our work so unique, because we look at the whole thing in a whole picture. So we have now the genetic radiology. We can see the different parts of the body, how all that relates. 10 different training seminars for that, 2 hours each. Once you get those 10 completed, then we give you a certificate. Then the next one would be on the actual formulas and how the formulas are developed, how they each individual work, how the body utilizes the formulas from month to month, year to year, and also how the formulas actually affect the different parts of the body and how the body works with it and how the energy works with it. Now, the third one's on Polarity Therapy, which is very important because everything we deal with it with this understanding is energy and vitality. And the base of Polarity Therapy is the base of energy and the vital energy that works within the body. And the principles that we've all been working on, Ray and myself, for these years have been with Polarity Therapy. So you have the principles of energy, how the parts all work together, and how those individual energies, so that, for example, if you take an iris picture and a person gets that taken, and then the energy moves through with the energy balancing, then very simply take the picture again and the whole eye is changed within that energy flowing through and energy balancing through the Polarity Therapy. So it shows that energy is the rule. And that's the one thing that we work with, is the understanding of energy and making this whole relationship personal. In other words, like we're working like right now, we work with each individual personally. We use Zoom, we've been using Zoom and video conferencing for God, many years, 20 years plus. So that personal relationship is what we work with people. And so we want to pass that understanding on to the people that you're working with in relationship to being a vital life energy wellness coach. That allows you to have a certificate, allows you to do the work.
The module of the understanding the amino acid formulas with the vitamins, minerals, and the complex carbohydrate also will entail treatments and how to utilize different treatments, such as the clay packs, the castor oil packs, the different enemas that we might recommend, the foot baths, the full baths, calendula baths, all the different treatments that we have used over the years. And we teach cycles. We teach obviously the different cycles with summer, right? Okay, autumn, winter, right? Spring. So we teach all the cycles with how nature works and different things we do at different times. For example, purification is excellent right now in the Northern Hemisphere, but down in the Southern Hemisphere, it's not the right timing to be doing any sort of purification. It's cold, you need warmth, you need lots of soups, lots of minerals, and it's not the time to do any sort of purification. So that's also part of the second module of the training to become a vital life energy wellness coach. So first, it's covering iridology and the genetic iris analysis, and it's 2 hours, 10 sessions. And then it's, and that will also cover the ancient geometry within the iris, because that's the mandala, right, as we're being woven in the womb as the fetus, because it goes back to that. And that's the triangles, which every leaf is made up of triangles. Just like a tree, the age of the tree is how many rings, all right, that we're seeing in the tree. So if there's a lot more rings in the tree, the older the tree. So that'll be covered in the first module, which is the genetic iris analysis. Second module, the different amino acid formulas and how and what parts of the body they're helping, so that you also know how to regulate it yourself, as well as to help family members and friends to also be able to regulate and know what to do with the different formulas at a particular time. Then the other thing is the treatments that coincide with using different treatments, purification, health building, all right, which we haven't even covered that with our webinars. is the health building, and different clay treatments. And then the third one, which is all about energy, Jeff's background, Polarity Therapy. And then each module, you will gain a certificate showing that you've completed the genetic iridology, completed the amino acids, functional medicine module, and then the polarity therapy.
When that is completed, then you're able to become a Vital Life Energy Wellness Coach. At that time, you can actually sell our formulas and be able to utilize that understanding and actually activate your own personal business at that level. We will then have a private consultation, go over all the business understanding, because that's usually not taught. So we're going to teach you personally how to be able to formulate, work through the video conferencing like we do now, through the Zoom and so on. Then what will happen is that we'll now start having wellness coaches certified by us and throughout the whole world, because we have patients everywhere. And then at that time, the next step will actually just start to develop centers around the world. And then those centers will be, again, designed with wellness coaches. And one person will have, through our understanding and through our help with that individual, and feel that person's come to that level, then we'd have a center in different parts of the world. And then they would then be able to have a relationship to a territory where they can work with and other vital wellness coaches that are in that area, and they'd be responsible for those coaches. So this allows the whole relationship of what we're doing, and the people that would actually be in charge of that would be Lorraine and myself. And our personal relationship with those people and the wellness coaches is we're responsible for this Vital Life Energy and how we present it to the world. Because right now it's so important that we get this understanding out. Because this situation is just...
If you, just so that it's clear for you that we support you. You take care of your group of people as a wellness coach, a Vital Life Energy wellness coach. You take care of those people. We support you.
That's right.
Right. So you might have 15, 20 different people that you're taking care of. We're your support to those 20 people. Now, if what Jeff shared, if a center gets opened up, then we will travel to you so that you get the personal contact, okay?
Of course, we know who that is. But no, that's actually very important to understand in our relationship. And that is that Lorraine has the ability to be able to go to you, be there specifically, help you out, do that situation, and allows her also to know everyone that's around the world that's actually doing this work. And then that personal relationship, again, is the key to everything we're doing. This is not on the internet. It's not like numbers, and it's not what we're doing and what we feel is necessary right now. And I'm sincere with this. We need to have personal relationships with the people with this understanding. This understanding and what we're doing and how we're able to do it is the time is now. Your family needs this understanding. Your associates needs this understanding and their help, because no one else in the world right now is helping. There are people individually helping people, but the full understanding of how the viruses affect people, the mistakes that are being made, is enormous. We need to utilize this understanding to help correct those mistakes and help people get the strength and the understanding. And this is not dealing with health anymore. That's the reason we're dealing with wellness. Being a Vital Life wellness coach is that you're able to help people stay well. Right now, we're dealing with people, I mean, they're counting how many people are dying. How many people have this virus all over the world? I mean, it's like a game. Please forgive me. It's like a game, and you're bombarded every single day. That puts tremendous stress on the soul of all of us. And the situation is we can help take away that stress and help people get the understanding and be able to counteract and deal with the practical things of working in an office or working at home or taking care of your family and your children. They're now having a mask on their face and they can't exhale. They're breathing in their own exhalation. We had one person that has to deal directly with insulin. And the situation is that with the program, the insulin levels are staying stable because they're born with no insulin, which is what happens to some people when they're born genetically.
Type 1 diabetic.
So where the situation is, as soon as they put the mask on and they're breathing in their own exhalation, there's no release, there's no prana, there's no inhalation and exhalation, which we're doing right at this second. So all of a sudden the insulin levels are going over the place. And the insulin has a direct relationship to carbon dioxide and toxin. What the amino acids do is the amino acids maintain oxygen, red blood cells, T cells, stem cells, white blood cells in the bone marrow to the liver to maintain oxygen so the body doesn't have to release the insulin to neutralize sugar and toxin. So that's the power of our understanding of how the amino acids. We're not curing anybody. We're not saying we're perfect. We're working to create a balance within a world that's really so out of balance because they haven't dealt with viruses before. They don't understand that viruses are parasites. They don't understand that the immune system is the most priority to be able to produce a vaccine to this virus, which is a parasite. And that's what we teach. You know that's what we've taught. We taught for years. And we have to go through dietary changes.
Lifestyle changes.
Lifestyle changes. Absolutely.
That's the diet and then also alcohol.
Yes. The lifestyle changes are very, very important.
And these phones.
Yes.
Not necessarily being right next to us when we're sleeping.
Exactly. All these very practical things that we teach, and that you can now you can be the teacher, but we need you to be the teacher. That's the whole thing. We need you to teach. We need you to teach to reach all these people, reach your family, reach your friends, your business partners, you know, your people that are in different parts of the world. Then you can actually share this understanding and help them, because we need more people to help this work and share this understanding and utilize the quality of what we're doing, because right now antibiotics destroys the intestine. The situation here is pharmaceutical medicine cannot actually treat. They're just searching for something to be able to build up as a therapy for removing and reducing the infection of this virus. And other viruses, they're already mutated. There's another virus they're talking about in China, another Ebola type virus that's what they'd say is now active. So this is going to be a long-term, folks, long-term, because they now just for the first time started to recognize viruses. And that's been going along for centuries and eons since we've been on this earth plane. And so now killing germs doesn't take care of the virus, which is what the pharmaceutical medicine has been taught, to kill the germs. And that's the reason we're distancing and all this.
And we're sanitizing
everything, which, my God, the chlorine and the alcohol that people are exposed to today that are working in these environments, schools, stores, anywhere where you go now, they're sanitizing and, you know, killing everything. Your kids goes in, they got to sanitize them before they go back in. I mean, please forgive me, it's insane. And we need to bring sanity back into the situation. We need to bring life energy back in the situation, and having people be able to go around things than try to go through things. This opposition and so on is happening. And we will help you through it. That we have the knowledge, we have the experience, and what we're giving you is common sense. We teach you common sense and how these things work. And it's obviously that if we drink alcohol, as Rand was just saying, alcohol destroys the glutathione in the liver, We lose the magnesium that maintains oxygen in the liver. The liver makes red blood cells, so the most regenerative organ. Everything we're dealing with is regeneration, not disease, not a cure. So we're actually, the regeneration's in the liver. So if you externally drink alcohol and poison the liver, the body doesn't have the magnesium to maintain oxygen, go to the brain and go to your blood. Simple. Right now, the only thing that will kill viruses is oxygen and light, which I mean, to me, seems totally insane to not have people on a beach in sunlight where the sun kills the virus and they're outside, they're not spewing on each other. And this virus, finally, they accepted something we said in the very beginning. It's an airborne virus. That's what makes this virus different.
That's the chemical that we're bombarded by, the xenoestrogen. And parasites, Mother Nature, right? They're just as part of Mother Nature as we are. So they adapt, just like we adapt, and they attach to the chemical. So that's the reason it's airborne. The other thing is, because we work with people all around the world, we're always seeing things in different places and ahead of time. So also to help you in treatments and what to do to help an individual with a cycle that's happening in that area. For example, just last week, a lot of people here in America, different parts of America, New York, Minnesota, San Diego, different LA, all right, different parts of America were breaking out with mouth ulcers. And then they were getting, sinus like allergies, which is actually a virus active. And I'm not saying COVID-19. What I'm saying is a virus active from the external virus, which we carry internally, viruses the liver can store, and it activates the internal virus. So that's the reason people were starting to break out with that. So what I suggested, which was the thing that was working to actually help heal the ulcers in the mouth, was to use the liquid bentonite. Now, down in Australia, Melbourne obviously is going through it right now, down there in Australia. Sydney it's starting to, which don't forget, when the children right now are on school holidays right now, I think they've got another week or 2 weeks of school holidays. Remember how we share every time the kids go back to school after being on a break, within 2 weeks to a month of being back at school, the virus and the infection spreads. So this is where now we've got to boost your immune system up to help you when they go back to school in the next week or 2 weeks, for this next 2 to 4 weeks, because that's where you're going to have a virus activate. All right, so the flu is going to be, which of course we're not calculating the flu anymore. Okay, so a flu is going to activate. So we've got to make sure that we keep you healthy right now, making sure that you're not breathing in cold air, which, remember, we've always shared that over the years that we've worked with you, is that, horses have more sense than we do. They don't breathe in the cold air, right? They put their rear to the wind and they put their head down between their shoulders and their legs, and they breathe in the warmth off their body. So remember that one thing we share about, don't breathe in the cold air. Now, I know the southerly wind down there, and I know it's been extremely cold in the morning time and a lot of frost that you've been getting down there. So breathing in the cold air is the worst thing for you. The other thing that's really important to remind you all down there is that keeping your home warm while you sleep. What happens in Australia, we warm the place up when we get in from being out and about, because it's cold, and we warm the place up, and then we turn the heating off when we go to bed. It's the worst thing to actually wake up when you have to go to the bathroom through the evening in the early hours of the morning and you're breathing in the cold air. That's how you get sick. So just remember, keep your home temperature at a consistent temperature, whether that's 19, 20 degrees, and keep it warm overnight, because that's the most important time where you're sleeping. I know you're warm underneath your covers, but when you get up, if you've turned the heating off overnight, then you're going to wake up, you're going to get chilled, and you're going to breathe in the cold air. So these are things that we are always sharing, because we see things happening around the world and in cycles, because everything happens in cycles. So then we adjust treatment. So we're teaching you, if you're doing the wellness coaching, and we're teaching you, so you're helping your network of people that you're working with to help them, to educate them, to keep them well.
So there's more people like Lorraine and myself to have this understanding and be able to share this basic, because it's a basic understanding. It's actually not difficult. Like Lorraine, when she looks at the eye, there's obvious things that anyone can see and is taught, those obvious things, which are major, because it changes from month to month, week to week. Same thing with the understanding of energy. When we do the Polarity Therapy training, we'll actually teach you how to do a 10-course treatment with the people, hands-on. At the same time, it's very important to understand the energy principles that Lorraine's doing with the iridology, or what we're doing with the different formulas we have, because those principles are in everything that we do with Polarity Therapy. So you can have faith and understanding of vitality, prana, energy, and how energy works through the body. And that's something that you can have another way of activating income also. And that's what we'll be teaching that in that part. So all three levels, whether you end up doing that type of work, energy balancing or not, or any of those levels, you then have the knowledge and experience to do that. We have certain things we want to show you here. This is on Time Magazine. Let's bring it up. The science of stress.
Oops, sorry.
Manage it, avoid it, put it to use. Something we've been teaching the stress formula for years, and utilizing the understanding of the amino acids to actually give you the level of oxygen levels to neutralize that stress, to keep you from being hypoglycemic. So if the middle night you wake up, you can take our stress formula.
Well, the stress formula changes too. And we also do certain things like homeopathy, putting certain amino acids directly on your tongue, which is what you learn when you actually decide if you're wanting to have that passion to help other people. You'll learn this too. So stress formulas do change.
So the level of stress is to build up the adrenals, to recognize the stress and keep the glucose levels up in the brain, so that we activate the melatonin, go back to sleep, and activate natural growth hormone. Let me put up the other one. These are all I snapped these when I was in, the supermarket. It was all there being shown. And here we are. The science is epidemic. We've been teaching this understanding. This is now fighting the world's most challenging outbreaks. That's what we're dealing with. This is Time Magazine, which in America will know this is the top magazine that's been around for years and years. Being on the cover of Time is very significant. So the stress in the time, which everybody's going through stress, loss of jobs, all that. This is an opportunity. If you have lost a job or you want to actually get into something like what we're doing here, this is the opportunity to do it. And you can do it out from your home. Okay, right in the other one. Now there we go. This is dealing with nature. And the understanding of nature is wellness. This is the reason we're not treating disease. We're helping everyone with our work, which we've done all these years, to be able to help people stay well. So that's the reason this is not a health coach. This is a wellness coach. And coaching means you're a teacher. You're educating. You're helping people stay well. And using vital energy, which is our key to all this, is to have the vital life energy, which right now, vital and life energy is the most important thing for us right now to stay conscious. Is that right? At the first first training that we'll be doing will be a week from today, and it'll be on the iridology. And there'll be 2 hours starting that course. So that's starting that training of iridology. And we'll start from there. And then we can grow and we can explain more. If you have any questions about any of this, we can talk to you personally. We do have a sheet that I've got everything laid out that we can send out to you email to you.
Does anyone have any questions? And it can be about anything. It doesn't have to be about what we've just shared. I'm going to stop the